So we're here today to launch the Fellow Barber Movember campaign. So we're here going to get a shave down. TJ and the Hated Little Wines boys are on board as well. So start with a clean shave and try and raise some money. We're going to be raising money across the month of November in store here, and we'll set up a online MoSpace page as well, so people can go on and donate. And it's something obviously pretty close to me and a great cause. So looking forward to getting involved.
When was the last time you were clean shaven?
It's actually been a long while. I can't remember. I was probably back 17 or 18 when I was just learning to shave with a razor. So it's been a while. Normally just get the clippers out and go back with that. So get the clean shave today and see what this looks like by the end of the month.
So you just go on mow, will you?
Yeah, so just some mow, and I'll come in weekly and get the rest shaved down and just leave this. So the wife's really excited about it.
What's wrong with mows, mate? They look good, I reckon.
Well, it hasn't been done before. She doesn't normally let me get away with it, so we'll see how we go.
How about the Port boys? All your teammates going to jump on board?
Yeah, we've got so obviously 1st November on Friday, so campaigning a few blokes in the next couple of days. So Tom Rockliff's put his hand up, so we'll see how that goes. Doesn't have that much facial hair, so we'll see what he looks like, and we'll try and get as many as we can on board.
Does the cause sort of hit home with you more after what you've been through the last couple of years?
Yeah, I think so, and a lot of people have reached out over the last couple of years, and obviously, it's the most common type of cancer throughout with young men. So any awareness we can sort of promote, and it's not only the cancer stuff that Movember do, it's the mental health and the suicide prevention stuff, and we want to try and help other guys out there and spread a bit of awareness and raise some money at the same time.
I suppose you've seen a bit of what that money can do from your side of things.
Yeah, definitely. So much goes into research and treatments and trying to find better ways to do things and ultimately save lives. So that's what we're trying to do, and like I said, it's a fantastic cause to be involved in, and have a little bit of fun with it along the way and see what this mow looks like by the end of the month.
What's your involvement, Tommy?
I suppose mental health is more relevant now than it ever has, and although I haven't been personally affected by it, we see people around us that have, whether it's cancer or depression, and a number of things. So I just wanted to do my bit, and so did Brad and Ben from the Hated Wines boys, and just try and help out. So obviously Robbie's been through it, and it's great of him to get on board and really lead the charge, given his story, and have us here today. So we're just trying to make any little difference that we can.
So what's your involvement? What are the Hated Little boys doing?
Oh, besides trying to grow up mow, which probably won't be very successful, we've just done a limited release Sangiovese, so there's 800 bottles, and every bottle that's sold, $5 will go to Movember. So you can, if you're a red drinker, you can jump online and buy some of that, knowing it's going to help out others. Otherwise, we've also got a donation page, so whether you're donating to Robbie, myself, or one of the many other men out there growing moustache this month, it's going to a good cause.
Your facial hair growing abilities?
Well below average. I've actually, like Robbie, never get a clean shave, but I'm getting married on Saturday, so she's insisted that for the first time in about 8 years that I do, so it actually works out well.
Perfect. Any footy questions?
Yeah, done.
Can we ask about it all the time? And it's the first thing people ask you when you ask footy questions. Captaincy, you know what's going on next year, Tom?
Yeah, well, I'm sure you guys read the paper a couple of days ago and potentially listened to the chat. At this stage, I think it'll be dual captains, as it should be. Obviously, we didn't get a great opportunity to display it last year with Ollie's injuries, and I missed a month. So I think given another opportunity, it'd be great to work with Ollie. I really enjoyed it last year through trying circumstances, and I think we'll be much improved for going through those circumstances last year. So I'm looking forward to it.
What do you say to those rusted-on Port fans that are so set on it being one captain and they just want to pot it no matter what? What do you say to those from the perspective of an insider?
Yeah, I appreciate I appreciate tradition and respect that. But at the same time, if we won flag last year with co-captains, I'm sure they'd be all about it. So change happens, and I just ask that all of those supporters out there support us, whatever the decision may be, whether it's list management, captaincy, game style, any of that. We absolutely love the way they get around us and support us and get great numbers to our games. So if they could keep doing that, we'd love it.
So Tommy, you don't think so? The 150th anniversary push, the tradition and all that, you don't think that will impact the Port's decision to stick with 2 or go back to 1?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think, like anything, there's reviews that take place, and that might weigh into it a little bit. But at the same time, you saw with the new logo that's been revealed and other things that we'll do over the course of the year, there'll be plenty going on to pay homage to our great traditions.
Will the decision become big mainly from the coaches and the players, or will the board have some input into whether they'll be co-captains next year?
Yeah, I think it's important the whole club has a say, so I'm sure there'll be discussions at board level as well as through the coaching group, and obviously the players, because they're the ones that live with it week in, week out, and it's important that the players are on board. So I think they'll address all three sort of groups as well as the supporters, so throw in them as four, and they'll make the correct decision for the club and the playing group.
As a player, Robbie, how did you find the co-captaincy model work this year?
Yeah, I thought it worked well. I mean, obviously, like TJ touched on, each had their own issues with their body throughout the year, so we probably didn't get them out in the park as much as we would have liked together. But those two guys, along with Hamish, I thought led our group really strongly, and are three standout leaders for our group. So I'm sure whatever happens going forward will be in the best interest of our footy club and give us the best chance of success.
In terms of winning, Robbie, and playing finals and things like that, at this stage of career, where do you think clubs are at, and can they give it a shake next year? I suppose you're coming towards the pointy end of your time.
Yeah, I am. Getting a bit older. I've got an amazing amount of confidence within our group. While we didn't play finals this year, I think we're a bit unlucky with some of the things that happened, and we're confident that if we can get consistent seasons out of some of our more senior players that missed a fair bit of footy last year, and get some of those guys back playing their best footy across the season. We saw with the young guys that came in that had a significant impact. So we think we've got a good mix, and we'll hit the draft again in a month or so, and pick up some really good players there again, and we saw what they did this year. So hopefully we can continue to grow, and we've got a strong base of senior players, so with those young guys coming through, pretty confident.
Your year was good. Could you still go back to a few years ago, do you reckon? Could you reach that level?
I think I can definitely play better footy than I did this year, no doubt. Probably the first half of the year I really battled a bit, got going a little bit in the second half of the year, but always thinking I can sort of improve and get better and improve certain aspects of my game. So looking forward to getting back into training and having a big summer and getting the body right, and just having a really big season in what's a big year for the club.
Fancy yourself a bit of a recruiter last year with I think one of the picks that you boys got. Have you got any in your eyes this year, Robin?
Got blown up a bit, that one did actually with Butsy, but glad we got him, that's for sure. I've had a little bit of a look at some vision, but obviously I don't get to go to a whole heap of games live because we're playing, so the recruiters spend an enormous amount of hours, so balls in their court, and been catching up and having a little bit of a look at vision, and it should be a pretty strong draft, and like I said, we've got some 3 picks in the top 30, so we should be able to do pretty well.
You seen any local lads you like?
There's a couple. Obviously, Jackson Mead's a father-son prospect for us, so hopefully something can get done there, but that'll depend on how it plays out on draft night. But the SA talent's always been pretty strong the last few years. We were able to pick up Connor last year, so I'm sure there'll be some talented players that get drafted from SA again.
Robbie, a couple of you touched on. Obviously, a lot of you guys getting first-round draft picks in last year, 3, 2 this year. If you're a good veteran core at Port Adelaide, are you guys getting edgy about trying to win a flag late in your career? What's your mentality?
It hasn't really changed too much. I mean, I come into every pre-season pretty optimistic and just trying to work really hard, and certainly got a lot of belief in the group, like I mentioned before. It's a while ago now, back in 2013 and 14, where we played some pretty strong footy and got pretty close, but we've still got a really strong core there. So with these younger guys coming through and another year of development into them, like I said, really confident. We haven't had too many older guys leave the club, and myself, Boki, and these sort of guys that are probably at the older end still feel really confident that we can play strong footy and contribute, with the rest of the team.
And there's talk about you in the trade period. Your name was raised about clubs coming at you, offering you a longer-term deal, whatnot. How much truth to that?
I'm not sure. I mean, I didn't get any offers made to me or speak to any other clubs, so it's an interesting time of year. I think we're seeing more and more every lots of names get thrown out there, and lots more players are moving clubs. But I'm very happy here at Port Adelaide, going into year number 14. So looking forward to it, in a big year for the club.
Nothing came up with you at all through your management or any clubs?
Nah, I mean, not through me and my manager. Like I said, our manager probably speaks for lots of clubs and things like that. But no, nothing for me directly.
How do you feel when that sort of stuff comes out there? When as far as you're aware, it's all completely untrue.
Yeah, well, it's not sort of surprising these days. I mean, like I said, you hear plenty of names get thrown around and out there throughout the trade period. So I think that's just the way it is these days, and it's pretty full on with player movement and things like that. So lots of things get thrown out there.
And you want to finish your career at Port?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've been here a long time now, and like I mentioned, still driving hard to try and be successful and playing a flag. So I'm really confident that the body's going to hold up well and she'll be able to contribute.
Putting your draft cap back on when you particularly well, basically does what you should take credit for a mate. Okay. But Jack, you touched on Jackson Mead. How highly do you rate him?
Yeah, he's obviously a quality player, and he's done a fair bit of work at the club, and obviously the club have been watching him for a fairly long while. So he can go forward, and he's got great skills, and I think he'll add a bit to whatever club he ends up with. Hopefully that's us, but obviously his father's got a pretty big history with the club as well, so it'd be fantastic, and I think we'll start to see a few of those father-sons start to roll in over the next few years. We've got a few coming up, so that's exciting.